So, if you want to learn how to make a bread recipe, you've come to the wrong place. Hi. Hello, it's me, the local virtual baker, Saltea Kichee. Hi. Hello. I saw your early message push. Hi there. Hi. So, you want to learn how to make a bread recipe. You want to learn how to make recipes, do ya? Well, I am gonna be honest and tell you that I do not know how to make a bread recipe. You've come to the wrong person. However, I am going to be showing you how I attempt to make bread recipes. Hello there, Swanky Spook. Oh, that's a funny name, I like that. Hello. Hi. So, I do have my methods. I have my means. Good day, good day, good day. Good morning, afternoon, and or evening. Master the Mass. I'm gonna be showing you the process of how I make bread recipes. Some people might be complacent with using a recipe, which is not a bad thing. That's completely fine. However, I am strange, I am strange, that is one thing. I am also weird in the regards of when it comes to making bread. I like to make my own recipes, and I cannot give you a full explanation or answer to why that is. I just tend to like making my own recipes. I don't know, I feel a more sense of fulfillment if I can actually make a recipe and it's like I really like the idea of it, and you know what, I can tinker with it, I can mess with it, I can make it better, I can make it worse, etc, etc. So I'm not sure why I'm the weird person that I am, but I make bread because I want to. It's like us having a sense of originality, you know? It's like being an artist. Like, everyone can draw a character, but everyone draws it differently. Well, I guess it's kind of that same idea. I like to make my own recipe because I like to have that sense of originality. But it's kind of funny because, like, if you really don't care that much about baking, then it's like, why do you do this? Why make another bread recipe? Because there's a plethora of bread recipes that already work. So what's the point of making more? I do not have an answer to that. Again, I just like to bake myself. I like to challenge myself, I guess. For me, I like baking, as you may or may not know, if you can tell with my little book right there, and my several streams of talking about bread. But I really, really like bread, to an extremely and unhealthy extent. Not unhealthy in the sense of physical, I'm actually pretty good with, like, body, I think. Actually been trying to work out recently, so. But, I make an unhealthy amount of bread that if I were to eat it all, I would be having some problems. But, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, I guess, for myself, I do actually tend to make a lot of bread that is, and then give it away. That's usually what I do with bread. So, using some of my resources I have, such as my previous books from the previous stream we have done, where we just like looked at my book, and we looked at my books and read them a bit. I'm going to be making a bread recipe. Now, there is something I am going to try and do, because in particular, I am going to be making 2 recipes, which is a lot for me, really, but I have 2 recipes I want to try and work on. A new one, and I guess an innovation? If you really think about it, I guess it's all innovation, but, like, what I want to accomplish for today's stream is that I want to try to show you how I make I want to show you how I make bread recipes, for one thing. But I want to make sure I make 2 kinds of recipes. I have an Excel sheet, so I'm ready to get going with numbers. We have to do our ground research, and then we can start working with numbers, because that's usually how I make my recipes. there's two ways to make recipes. Well, this is only like one half of making a recipe for bread, because to make a good bread recipe, you can't just put numbers in a calculator and go like, okay, it's gonna work. Another thing you gotta do is also making sure that you test the recipe, making sure it works fully, make sure it works perfectly, yada yada, stuff like that. So, we're only gonna do the number stuff today. We're gonna do the stuff that no one likes to do. And then tomorrow, we will do the fun stuff that should be more fun to do. So yeah. So I want to make a potato bread recipe, but also just because I've been feeling, I guess you could say, inspired, I want to start slowly moving away from using, I want to slowly move away from using instant commercial yeast. Slowly yet surely, I want to try and find conversions, which I have my books here for. I want to try and do some conversions, and try to experiment a little bit. Try to use some of my sour starter a bit more. So I want to try to use that a bit more to make sure, because it's healthier. And also, on paper, it should be better. It should be a little slower, but like it's better because it has, sour starter has a lot more flavor. It's also on paper going to be a lot more fresh, a lot more often. And it's also easier to have, instead of buying, what would you call it? Who's a what's it? Buying instant yeast. Not to say I'm gonna not ever use instant yeast again, because instant yeast, to my knowledge, has not many bad. It doesn't necessarily have any bad health benefits, I guess. Hold on, I'm actually kind of curious. Negative. Okay, instant yeast versus sour starter. Sour starter is wild natural yeast. Sourdough isn't necessarily better, although one will argue it's healthier and tastier loaf. Yeah, so it's just like, it's healthier because like with sour starter, it's a fermented loaf. No, sorry. With sour starter, it's something that is fermented. It's something that has a lot of time to, develop flavor, this and that. My sour starter, for example, is around 4 years old. So it has like a nice, fine, fermented flavor, if you will, of like 4 years. So it's been very good. It's been working well. Makes some really good sourdough. Makes beautiful sourdough at that. So there's that. And I also I actually have seen like, Minna, seeing her make her breads and stuff. So I kind of feel very, very, what's the word, inspired. I've been wanting to do this for a while. It's just that, once more, I'm kind of lazy, I guess. I'm too complacent, I'm too happy with just using normal yeast. Normal dry yeast, so I haven't really been wanting to convert that much. But I actually do remember that in the Bread Bible, there is a conversion, but I want to try to make this conversion into a much more simpler conversion. Not to say that it's not simple. I just need to understand what the conversion ratio to starter to yeast would be. But there is also just good reason to use using a sour starter versus just using instant yeast, because with not just sour starter, but like a lot of good breads in the world will use something called, well, not something, but they'll use a general group of leavening called pre-ferments. They are your poolishes, your biga fermentees, your... I don't remember the other one. I only really just remember biga fermentee. Here, let me look through my book again. Alright, so you'll see your sponges, your bigas, your poolishes, and lavans, that sort of such. Usually the best way to imbue flavor into your bread is by adding something like that. Not only that, but it'll add actually a nice bit of texture as well. Like, if you ever look at a dinner roll recipe, and then look at like an artisanal bread, they obviously look very different. And that is part to do to one using a biga, and another one just kind of being made the day of. Bread is often better when you give it time to rest for an extended period of time. Maybe even like a few days or something like that. Okay, maybe not a few days, but like a day, for instance. Like, bagels, honestly, they should kind of have an extra day to ferment. So there's something to be said about bagels. Sourdough, obviously, artisanal breads. There's a lot of stuff like that, to where it's like a lot of breads usually are better when you give them more day to ferment. Because that's pretty much what you do when you do bulk fermentation, for instance. Because what fermentation, when you do stuff in bread and stuff, is that when the yeast consumes the carbohydrates from bread, they break down the carbs into sugar. The sugar turns into carbon dioxide, and then it ferments and makes better flavor. Pretty much in the same process of like how yeast is used to make wine. Kind of in that same idea of how yeast is used to make really good bread. The fermentation, there's the development of flavor, there's even a better development of gluten structure. There's a lot more to be said about that sort of stuff when you just let stuff just go off a little longer. So, yeah. So, but sometimes you don't want to add a whole bunch of that. So that's where the beauty of bigas and poolishes come in. Because bigas, poolishes, they usually you're not gonna have to wait that extra day. Usually. If I were to make a bread, for instance, and I'm gonna use a biga, this biga is gonna help me imbue flavor and make something a lot better. Instead of just making the whole dough ahead of time and letting it ferment the whole thing. With a biga, it kind of accelerates it in a way, because you get to make it that same day you mix that bread together. So it saves time in that regard. Though sometimes you could use a biga for different applications, because bigas aren't just used for something as a means to make better flavor and texture and etc. But bigas, specifically bigas, tend to have a lower hydration, so they develop gluten a lot more easily. So then when you have breads like ciabatta breads and stuff like that, they tend to ciabatta bread they tend to be extremely wet. So to help add flavor and also make it easy to work with, the best means to actually do that is adding a biga, because it helps build more gluten structure without messing up the hydration percentage too much. Which, when I mean hydration, it just means like how wet it is. The higher hydration, the more wet it is. The lower hydration, the less wet it is. Think of it like your sourdough. Your sourdoughs are going to be more higher hydrations and stuff like that. But then your bagels will usually have a 50 to 60% hydration, so they're going to be a lot lower. So they're going to be a bit more of a stiff dough. Stiff doughs are a lot easier to work with than wet doughs. Wet doughs are wet, so they're a little bit more sticky by that sense, and that's why I hate making ciabatta bread. It's because it's too sticky, it's really annoying to work with. That being said, I'm still going to try to make a ciabatta bread today. So my 2 bread recipes I haven't even announced, I'm going to try to do is that I'm going to try to make potato bread, and I'm going to try and make ciabatta bread. So we're going to see how we can do that. Ciabatta bread is a curious case because ciabatta is very wet. It's difficult to work with. It's difficult to shape. Because the thing about ciabatta bread is that you don't shape it. When you make ciabatta bread, it's almost like how you would make like a nice Italian style pizza. Kinda. Actually, no, not really. So what you do, you get when you get your ciabatta bread, you let it rest. But then the moment it's kind of like, the moment you kind of want to start shaping it, you don't. You cut it up, you put it on parchment, and then you let it rest and sit there for who knows how long. It's weird in my head because you don't shape the bread. Like, you don't like fold the bread upon itself. You kind of have to just cut it where it is and then let it go. If you touch it, if you mess with it, you could ruin its crumb, you could ruin its entire development of such, and it just makes a very dense kind of bread. And ciabatta, it also makes it very soft in a very unpleasant way, which is strange to say out loud, but that's something that ciabatta can do. But ciabatta bread is like a very fun bread to eat. It's like the best way I can compare it is that it's like the Italians' version of a baguette, but they decided to make it a lot more crispy and a lot more difficult to make and a lot more delicious to eat too. So, we're gonna try and make ciabatta. So, before we get into that, let's actually get the easy stuff done. Ciabatta bread is a recipe. So, let me just go into my book here. Let's see. Ciabatta, clear flour. That's weird. C-E-I-O. Where the heck is ciabatta? Ciabatta. 355. Alright. Ciabatta, or ladies' slippers. Interesting. Okay, so I have a recipe here in my book. All purpose, really. Interesting. Very fascinating. Good luck. Yeah, it's one of my least favorite breads to make. I don't really like making ciabatta, but when you can do it right, it is delicious. It is a beautiful, like, crispy, airy, crusty kind of bread. Ciabatta not mess this up. Okay, I'll give you a hand for that. That was pretty good. That was good. I like that. That was a good pun. I better not. Okay, let's see. So, how do you make recipes? One might ask. Alright, so I have made myself an Excel sheet because I'm a nerd. And on said Excel sheet, this is gonna help me. That is not my Excel sheet. Hold on, wait a minute. There we go. This is my Excel sheet. You can't see it all the way. Hold on, let me fix that. Oh, you can. Hold on. Alright, so this is my Excel sheet. All this stuff kind of does really fun math that you don't really need to worry about. It does all the fun math, and all I get to do is look at percentages and stuff like that. So it streamlines a lot of things that make making a recipe very difficult, very easy. Usually with bread recipes, you're gonna be worried about a few things. Your percentage and ratios of yeast, the same thing with salt, your overall yield of a dough, and hydration percentage. Because hydration percentage is gonna be very important for any bread, because some breads are more notable in being this, or that and this and that. Like, sourdough is notoriously known for having a very middle ground hydration, or very wet hydration, that gets are kind of in the same ballpark as that, as sourdough. As sourdough is also in the same ballpark of just like, what is it? Country loaves. It's just good for all bread and stuff. So there's an expectation for each kind of bread. Each kind of bread has their own sort of thing when it comes to hydration and such. So we have that to think about. And as I've mentioned already, ciabatta bread has a higher hydration. We want to make sure that we're making this recipe and also trying to make sure that it's either a very high or whatnot percentage. But the thing about what we're doing right now is that we're gonna do a bit of plagiarism. Hold on, wait, I just realized this is my potato bread one. Hold on, wait. This is my potato bread one. This is not the ciabatta bread one. Alright, here we go. Math. Oh, shush, sigh. Come on, you gotta sit down. It's time for math class. It's time. Actually, it's not really math class. This is just an Excel class at this point. And also, I don't understand why people don't like Excel. It's fun. I like the funny numbers. I like it when the funny numbers work together correctly. It's like, yes, they're working. I like it. Okay. So, anyways, plagiarism. That is the name of the game when I make bread recipes. Because how do you make a bread recipe if you don't know a bread recipe? So, what I mean by plagiarism, though, plagiarism in the sense of inspiration. Think of it like I'm tracing in, like, art. I'm not gonna plagiarize and say, like, oh, this recipe I found online is mine now. No. They're inspiration. Because what I'm going to be doing with these recipes is Frankensteining them more or less. Because I'm going to look at a recipe, try to make it into a way I would like, and also do some analysis on recipes. Because I don't just do this for one, I do it on 3. The reason why I do 3 recipes I look up online is that I want to make sure that I want to see if there's like, what's the word? If there's patterns. Like, okay, all of them tend to be a little bit more salty. Or, okay, a lot of them tend to have a lot more yeast, or a little less yeast. Or, this one has sugar, this one does not. So this is almost like just doing a bit of research. Just trying to find out, like, okay, what do these all have in common? What do I personally want in this bread? How do I make it taste good? And etc. So we're just doing some field research, if you will. Alright, so let's first try to understand bigas. I definitely want to introduce the ideas of bigas, so I'm going to try and do something like that. So let me take a little look-see here. This recipe I'm looking at shows a Sorry, I need to drink some water. My throat's dry. So, this recipe uses 4 ingredients: flour, salt, water, yeast, and a biga, so that's technically 5, but it's not really that much such. So, I'm gonna write down this recipe verbatim, and we're gonna see like percentages and see if that works well with every other recipe I look up. So, for flour, I use AP flour, which interesting, but it makes sense. Yeast, salt, water, and then a biga, which I'm gonna put into brackets of right here, which is gonna have AP flour, all-purpose flour, by the way, water, and yeast. Alright, and I usually do my stuff in grams because I like being exact. I'm crazy like I'm crazy like that. 0.8 grams. That's not even a gram then. That's very specific. 3.3 grams of salt. Okay. Water, I need about 118, and the biga is about 134. Equals sum. Gotta make sure these all connect, and there we go. Oh, wait, that's the I meant to do that for the overall. Hydration percentage. How do you find hydration percentage? That's a good question, Yuz. We're gonna have to do a lot of math for that, but we'll get that later. Okay, let's see. Salt percentage. So, salt percentage is pretty much hydration percentage. So, we're gonna look at that, but differently. So we're gonna do equal sum salt divided by the overall, and we got that. And then we do the same thing for the number for the yeast by the overall, and we got that percentage. So I'm already seeing things here. There's an 84% salt ratio to yeast ratio. There's not that much yeast in the grand scheme of it yet. So yeah, how'd that bread coming along? We're still doing some research. It takes time, but we're getting there, Alright, so for the biga, it uses 75 grams of AP. It uses 59 grams of water, and uses 0.2 grams of yeast. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So actually now I gotta do some PEMDAS here, because there's 2 applications where the yeast is. Oh, okay, yeah. So I actually had to do some PEMDAS. Wow, that stuff in school that you learn is actually kind of useful. Alright. So, hydration percentage now. We are going to do the overall. So that is going to be the flour to water ratio. So we're going to make sure that we do equal sum. We're going to make sure that we add the water first. And that make another division symbol. Add these together. And that should give us our number of 83. So that is an 83% hydration percentage. I'm also gonna make sure I do some divided by that. Alright, and 34, so now you can see with this recipe, 34% of the recipe of this dough, it is 34% of biga, yeast, salt. You can see all those numbers there. I don't really need to explain it too much. I'm pretty sure you can visualize yourself, yes? But it's a very wet dough. It's at 83% hydration, yada yada. And with it being around only with this only being around 392, I imagine this probably only makes 1 loaf. So I can make a little thing here. I can make a thing in brackets and put a yield of 1 loaf. So yeah, there we go. That is how I break down a recipe. Okay, that was only 1 recipe though. Let's look into another book. There's no doubt that there's other book I have has ciabatta, and we're gonna take a little quick look-see. Ciabatta, 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 ciabatta. But does no one not have ciabatta? Oh, it does. 344. Ciabatta. Okay. Ciabatta. This one is the courtesy of Bread Illustrated, America's Test Kitchen. So, that is where this recipe comes from. It uses a sponge, but we all know that the sponge is, in essence, a biga. Or at least I'm taking that into assumption here. Actually, no, it's more of technically, no, it is more of a sponge. More of a sponge. The hydration is technically, like, what is it? It's like 80%, so yeah, it's a pretty wet biga. It's more of a sponge. But, putting that together, we're gonna put in AP flour, salt, yeast, water, and milk. Milk, that's weird, okay. And also it gets a sponge. But, we're gonna make the sponge here. It is AP flour, water, and AP flour. It is gonna have 10 ounces. Gotta do this by ounces because there's no, I don't feel like converting, and that I'd rather just trust ounces more. I don't want to convert it and then get all weird, funky numbers. The nice thing about the Bread Bible is that it does grams and ounces, but you gotta deal with what you got. Okay. 1.5 teaspoons. Oh my god, that's dumb. So that's like what? That's 1.5, so that's like 7 grams. Oh, this is so dumb. Oh, I hate it when they add volume measures and stuff. Makes me not want to use this recipe. Alright. Let's see. Gotta keep going. Yeast. Water, 6 ounces, and then 2 ounces, and then the sponge. Seems about 9 ounces. Alright, but here wait, I just realized I can just look up. I don't like converting ounces to grams because usually it's not meant to be converted, but gotta do it for my own sense of sanity. At least it's simple. Simple math. Yep. Oh, that's weird. AP flour, that's gonna be 5. Some times 4. And that's gonna be, how much is that? 1/8 of a teaspoon, so that's like 2 grams. But, yeast, that's about 7. Salt. Oh, actually, no, wait. So, that's about 4 grams. This is about 7 grams. Maybe even doubled. We'll go for an easy 8. Gotta go sleep. When I wake up, there better be delicious bread on my desk. Maybe. We'll see about that. There may or may not be. Actually, no, we're not testing recipes today. That's tomorrow. So, alright. So, you know the ordeal. Equals some salt divided by overall equals sum of paste divided by and equals sum sponge divided by overall. I'm actually gonna make this easier because it just makes more sense, like here. There we go. It's pretty much the same number, so not too far off. Not too far off the beating path. Equals sum. Okay. AP. Nope. That's dry. This and this divided by this and this. Gotta put those in parentheses because if I don't, no, I'm not done. And DOS and program is gonna be weird and funky. $66. That's really dry. But that's correct. C5 plus C. That's really low in hydration. Oh, wait, yeah, of course. Because technically the milk's there too. The milk's kind of strange. Like, why add milk? I don't understand that. Why milk? Why milk? Why? Ciabatta bread was not made on the basis of milk. Milk makes no sense. Especially because, like, milk is, like, more luxury. You probably more... Because I'm thinking this more, like... Why? Just why? Like... Fat? Why not use olive oil? And in that sense, it's like you're making focaccia. It's like, ugh. Ew, numbers. Well, it was nice staying here. Oh, yeah, okay, Bush. Yeah, you're fake. Fake. That's what you are. Fake. Rah. Alright. Let's see. Let's take a little look-see here. Look into my other books. Bred. I'm gonna look into this other thing. Chai Bata, Chala, cheese bread, champagne rolls, chef seeds. 105. Well, you have to shape dough to make this recipe. Yeah. But I like shaping. It gives you a sense of structure. It gives me sanctity and safety. Alright. So this recipe comes from the book that is on my desk right there. It is the same book, Nancy Silverton's Breads from La Bred Bakery. So that's that. Alright. Let's see. We have... Oh, okay. So, interesting. We got starter. But, let's see. We're gonna see... We got water. Starter. Yeast. AP flour. It just says white flour. Unbleached white bread. Oh, bread flour. Okay. Unbleached white bread flour. Tablespoon of salt. Milk. Why the milk? It's there again. EVO, extra virgin olive oil, and semolina for dusting. So let's see here. Water. we are gonna need. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, so equals sum. Oh, that's okay. 16 is in 1 pound. 16, 22. 28.35. 5. Equals sum times, what is 16, 17, 18, 19. I can math. Nice. Equals sum times 0.3 of an ounce. All right. Equals sum. Okay, that's a lot of flour. So that's 16, 32, 32 plus 6, that's 38. Salt. A tablespoon. That's gonna be like almost half an ounce. So I'm gonna just put 0.5. Okay, yeah, that seems about right. 3 tablespoons of cold milk, so that's going to be 1.5 ounces, so 1.5. And extra virgin olive oil, which is, what's more, going to be 1.5. Now this is a weird recipe. This recipe goes everywhere, my god. And also that's a lot. That's a lot of bread. Oh my god. Jeez, like everything else. Like, okay, all things considered, this one was pretty a lot, but it was probably making 2. That one is fine. That yield was like here. Yield is 2 loaves. But this one, look at how much we're gonna get with this. Jeez. Okay, so this is another fun thing we could do. I get to teach you about another math equation. Oh, do you know about all that fun stuff when it comes to conversions and formulas? There's a formula for conversion! So recipe conversion. That's a lot of stuff. I don't want that much stuff. So we have to do something called RCF. RCF is recipe conversion factor. What that simply is, to make it even simpler for anyone to understand, when you divide a recipe in half, that is basic RCF. We are being a bit more technical though, because I don't want this much. I'm gonna probably cut it down. I'm gonna cut it down by 3 times. So, hold on, I gotta get some conversion numbers here. So 782.46. Alright, so how recipe RCF works in a more formal sense. RCF is when you find your new number that you want to find, so that number being this, and then you divide it by the original number. So when you do that, you get that being the conversion ratio for your number. So your conversion ratio for your recipe. So then what you do with this, it's very easy. Because then you get the number that we find. So how you do RCF, you get the number that we chose, you get it with the recipe number that you want to convert, and that is our new number that we have to work with. So I'm gonna be pretty much doing this with all of the other things. Unfortunately, this thing's kind of I don't understand how to make it stick with one thing, so and So there we go. We just did basic RCF, basic recipe conversion. And now I got the numbers I want to work with. So I'm gonna just round them up just to make it easier for my little brain. 3, 5, 9, 9, 5, 14, and 14. So now I can get rid of this. I'll get these numbers, cut them here. There we go. You learned how to do math. Maybe. Equal sum will be... Now, something notable about this is that this technically does not use... This technically does not use a biga or a sponge. But it does use a sponge in that starter. Usually when I make my starter, it's 50-50, and usually that's the general basis when you make starters, so it's gonna be 50-50. And funny enough, that is an easy dividable number. That is simply 90. So as we do hydration, which I'm gonna do right now, we're gonna just simply get water plus 90, close that bracket, and then do the bread flour plus 90. Put those in brackets. Hold on. Stop it. Stop sinning. And there we go. Why? Why are all these breads so dry? I don't like them. It ruins the challenge for me. Alright, well, we'll get to that in a bit then. Anyways, same ordeal. You should get the business at this point when it comes to this sort of schnuff, or the little shtick. And this one, funny enough, has fat, which is very strange, but I digress. Alright. Oh, hi, Juan. Hi. Hi. Alchemy stream? I guess, yeah, this is an alchemy stream in a sense, so... Bred math, numbers, cares about numbers more than chat. I do! I care about numbers. All of chat this stream is just us complaining about numbers. Well, maybe, you know, maybe you all should not complain about numbers. Maybe you should, like... I don't know... Educate... Edumacate yourself. Number fun, number good. The numbers make bread dry. I mean, with how the numbers are screaming at me, technically, yeah. I don't like how the hydration is that low, but now that I've written down all the recipes and I've done my field research, I'm gonna be making this using all of these recipes now as my basis to making my own original recipe. Every time I see a number, a part of my soul die. Oh, really? Is that the case? Is that truly the case? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, is that the case? Is that so true? Is that for real? Oh no, Bush. I'm not sure if you can notice, but there's like so many numbers on screen right now. Are you gonna be okay after this? Yeah, there's a lot of numbers here, but yeah, like, Bush, there's so many numbers here. Oh my god. Less numbers, more heart and magic. No magic, only numbers, only one. Alright. My non-existent OCD is screaming at me to fix that now. Okay. There we go. Okay. So now, let us try to do some analysis, and I'll tell you right now, the first thing I realized right off the bat was the yeast to salt ratio. In all these recipes, maybe not this one, in all the recipes, the yeast is very, there's not that much yeast in all these recipes. Like, this one is almost half of the salt, this one is less than the salt, but maybe like 2/3, and this one is very much negative salt. And there's a reason to that. The salt will slow down fermentation, but the yeast will work very slowly, which will make more time for it to develop flavor and this and that. Good thing I'm driving, I can't see the numbers. Oh, isn't that lucky for you? Okay, so, well, with all this stuff said, I'm gonna try to make my own recipe. And we'll call this ciabatta base. So, I personally do not want to add any fat to my starter. I want this to be very bare bones. I want this to be very simple. I want this to be very straightforward. So, I'm going to make sure I move this up a bit. And yeah, there we go. So, I have noticed this though. So, the less yeast and the more salt is going to make a more salty, crusty, flavorful loaf. So I'm going to try and go along with this idea too. And also, it's barely reaching 1%. It's like a very small amount, the yeast and the salt. So I'm gonna try and keep it around that range as well as I structure this recipe. The biga is also a very important part of the recipe. Oh, here, let me do a start. Biga, quote unquote. Because I bet this number is going to be fairly similar. Fairly similar to this one. Okay, fairly similar, kinda, maybe a little bit, but you can see that nonetheless, the biga does play a huge role in this. I'm gonna go out and make it simple for myself. I'm going to make it a 30% loaf. A 30%. Actually, you know what? I like funny number. We're going with 35. So, when I do a biga, I want to go for around 35%. So we're gonna go with that. So let's work with some fun numbers. Let's do enough so we can make 2 loaves. So we're gonna try to make something with 700. So let's get the basic numbers down. Let's get 500, 500. Okay, maybe not that. 4, 500, and 200 and like, I don't know, 8. Very basic stuff to work with here. Now this should give us a very basic hydration percent. Oh, wait, yeah, that's right, okay. I did it backwards. 300, and let's do 400. Yeah, we could go a little bit more wet. So that's like... I want to do around 82. I think that's kind of a good spot to go for. Yeah. Yeah, let's go with that. 430. Oh, wrong number. 320. 328. That works. Awesome. I've never seen so much dedication put into making bread. I'm a very dedicated person when it comes to bread. I love bread, and I really like making my own recipes, so there's that too. Imagine getting arrested for watching VTubers while driving. Simple and straightforward, uses a lot of numbers. Well, exactly. That's why when I make this recipe for myself, I want this to be very simple and straightforward for myself. I want to make sure that if someone does make this recipe, that they can very much easily understand it. So yes. So, let's see here. The let's put the fun numbers in. Let's do the equal sum of the salt over the fat equals sum of the yeast. Let's divide that by this, and equals sum of nothing yet divided over the overall. Equals sum divided by So now we have our basic recipe, we have the basic structure of our bread. Okay, let's mess around with a little bit of stuff here now. Because now we have to make our biga. And making a biga is gonna be kind of annoying. Because usually when I make a biga, I usually do for a two parts flour, 1 part water, so we gotta do even more math. And jeez, trying to think about this out loud. So when I make a biga, when I use flour and water, flour. You know what? I want to use AP flour. I want to try using AP flour because AP flour tends to give bread a lot more of a crusty, tender kind of bite, and that's kind of what I want for like a nice ciabatta bread. I want it almost like eating like a lovely, like brittle, just crunchy loaf of bread. So almost like, for lack of a better word, it's almost like the texture of like a very soft fine glass. There actually is something out there called glass bread, to where it's basically ciabatta bread, but the hydration percentage is at 100, so it's very wet. So like, kind of want to emanate that idea. So we're gonna try and do that. What's a biga? A biga is a pre-ferment. A pre-ferment is like making bread. Okay, I don't know how to. Okay, let me explain this. Simply said, a biga is something that you use to ferment your bread. Think of it like your sourdough starters. It's essentially that. But a biga is a classification of pre-ferments that it is a lot more stiff. The purpose of using a biga in a ciabatta bread recipe is so that you can develop a lot more gluten in a much more accelerated manner. Bigas will have a lot more gluten structure. And with ciabatta bread, ciabatta is very difficult to make gluten, so this helps mitigate the difficulty of making gluten. And also, the best thing is that bigas add flavor, so there's that too. Yes. Okay, so let's figure this out. I need to try to make this essentially. Alright, so essentially, oh wait, here, I'm so dumb. We can do a simple thing of like, okay, so I want to go for something that is 35%. I want to go 35% of this. So what is 35% of... Well, actually I gotta add these two together. I need to first add 328 and 400 gram. I gotta add those numbers. That is 728. There we go. Easy. And then I want to make sure I get 35% of that. So multiply that by 0.35. Which is 35%. And I get that number. Now if I get this number. Okay, wait, well, hold on. I first have to now... Alright, so now I gotta try and do this. Because now I gotta get this number, and now I have to divide that by 1/3 and then 2/3. So that's 0.33 and then 0.66 respectively. So now I have to do the equal sum that times this, and that should give us the first number, and then equals that times this, and then we get that number. So now I can now put this number into the flour, 168, and then 84 grams of water, and there we go, we got our biga. But now the funny thing about that is now that we have to actually subtract all of this from our initial recipe. So now we just gotta do simple math. 400 minus 168. And that is going to be our new number, and then equals that minus 84. We get that number. So now we got our numbers, we got our new numbers, so now we go with placing them. 244, 323, wrong one, 323, and everything looks like it changed, but it didn't, because we pretty much just have all the numbers here. They're just in different areas now. Not done. My god. Be patient. There. Nope. Wait, what? Wait a minute, that don't make a sense. That don't make a sense. Huh? Alright, hold on, wait, I gotta... PEMDAS, are you being weird right now? That's water, then this plus this. Huh. Oh wait, do I gotta do it like this? No. Math, why are you being strange? Alright, hold on, wait. I gotta I'm gonna lose it. Hold on, wait a minute, that makes no sense. 244 plus 84. That's 328. Yeah, okay. So 323 plus 168. Oh, wait, did I do number wrong? I think I did number wrong. Oh yeah, look, I'm not smart. Look at 232. No, okay. It's 232, not 323. There we go. I just mistyped. It's a me problem. I'm the problem. I'm the issue. Okay. So there we go. All the numbers work well together. They fit fine, they fit perfectly, yada yada. But now we can actually add our biga to this. And then we have our original number, but our number of 740, which is still kind of that ballpark we're going for. Still kind of that area. We're good on that front, but now I can do this. I can go to C6, and we have a 34% of using a biga. That's good. That's fine. 34% of it being a biga. That's good. That's the number I was kind of going for. No, I wanted to go for 35, no? Alright, so this is where we can kind of have a little fun here. We can mess with numbers a bit. So, 88. 172. We're getting there. 175. That works. We might, you know what? Let's make them into fun. Let's make them into numbers that are satisfying. 175 and 90. That's good. Math has betrayed you. No, I betrayed myself. I just can't read. Alright. So there we go. The biga. I want to look at the yeast now. That's the next thing we have to look at. So I'm thinking 2 grams in there, and then 1 gram in here. Because then we can then add that together. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm going for. I think. So it's just, yeah, just. No, wait, why is it bigger? Wait, that makes no sense. It should be less. Really? Alright, well. Okay, so that's the number we have then. That is the yeast. I think that's actually too much yeast, funny enough. But that doesn't make sense, exactly. Well, it makes sense for the sense of numbers and such, and scaling like that. But I'm trying to those yield 2 loaves. But I want to take that down more. I don't know why it's so high. Salt can probably go back to 6. You know what? Let's go with 7. Okay. Man, that's gonna be really funny. It's gonna be really funny to work with here. Because it's like 1 gram of yeast in each thing. You know what? This is why we want to do troubleshooting. We're gonna do 2 grams. I think I'm fine with that, honestly. Okay, that looks good to me. There we go. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's where all that is. Biga is that, and the biga is all that. So that should work out. Yeah, that's that. So now I look at my hydration. Hydration checks out, and yeah, that recipe. There we go. Just like that, I made a recipe. I made a recipe that should contend well, and I also added a lot of things that make it to my own personal taste as well, and also to reach an expectation I want to achieve. There we go. That's how you make a recipe. That took like almost an hour to do, so definitely a little time consuming. But I think it's fun because I like numbers. Funny numbers go zoom. But now there's a funny thing I want to do now, because when I stress test recipes, I like making 1 of that loaf. As you can see, this recipe yields 2 loaves, so there's an issue here. Also, I'm gonna make sure I group. Well, I'm gonna hide them for now. Alright, because I don't need that. But now, for my base ciabatta recipe, I now have to give it RCF because I now have to divide it by 2. So, 751 divided by 2 is 375. But I don't want 375. I want 382 for some reason. So now I have to do the new number, 382 divided by 751. That is RCF. of this really funky number that we're gonna work with here. That is our funky number. That is our funny number. Now we're gonna do equal sum this times this times, and then we're gonna do after this, etc. and etc. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do the half gram ordeal, because my gram scale actually doesn't go to that sort of precision. But I'll try. Okay. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 4. We're gonna go for 1, 1, 1, 8. See this as 3.6. Not gonna round that one. I want to make that 90 just to make my brain happy. 45. Gonna round down because I can't stop me. And 0.5. All right. Take these numbers, cut and paste. Equals sum of these numbers. It's weird how this all like refreshed like this. Like, what's the deal, yo? Alright, so water plus more water divided by dry. Oh, wait. Divided by dry plus more dry equals. Wait. Hold on. Why? It's 80. It's 81. Did this really make that much of a difference? It almost did. You know what? I'll get to that in a moment. Salt. Salt is that. This plus this. And Biga. That. 35. So I don't want to mess with the Biga. I was about to mess with the Biga, but I want to leave that percentile as that is. But I should actually increase this to maybe 125, 126. I really want to push it to 130 just to make my brain happy, and then make this 115. You know what? Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm actually fine with that. I kind of like that. That's good. Good. Okay. So yeah, with all that tinkering, with all that said and done, we have made one recipe, chat. Yum. Love the taste of numbers. Isn't it so tasty? It's even tastier when you make it into bread form, too. So there we go. That's how I make my bread recipes. Made my brain work way too hard for this. It just makes it harder for me to do it because I have to explain every minute detail of what I think. And I can do that to a point. It's just that my brain is not very suited for this sort of such. Well, I'm just messing around. Here we go. That's that. Enjoy the rest of the stream, everyone. Made it to work. Thanks for the chill stream. Have fun at work, Jawan. Bye-bye. Have a good time at work. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Okay. So that's our ciabatta bread. But we're not done with that technically. That is why we actually have tomorrow's stream. Tomorrow's stream, if you do not know, why don't you look at my schedule? I send out this schedule for you. You don't look at it. Anyways. Tomorrow is gonna be us testing a lot of these recipes. Well, recipe for now. But tomorrow we're gonna test this recipe out. We're gonna make sure it works. Yada yada yada, and so on and so on. So yes. Okay, cool. So we have that. So that's ciabatta bread. We got that done. I'm gonna make sure I screenshot it so then I can, let me screenshot it so I can write it down later. Back, just had dinner. I'm glad that you're back. We just finished our ciabatta bread. So now, remember the, okay, wait, right. There we go. We just finished our ciabatta bread. Ciabatta is over. Tomorrow, when we come back to this, we're gonna be making ciabatta bread. And, you think we're over? You think we're done with today's stream? Look at the time. We've only been alive for 1 hour and 21. And also, remember, I said we're testing 2 bread recipes. It's not over. It's not over, chat. The numbers aren't over. They keep coming. The numbers aren't. We're not done with today's stream. We're doing potato bread. You making any wild bread recipes? Not yet. No. We're just doing potato. We're doing potato bread. I'm leaving. Numbers graph. Hey, shut up. Eat your numbers like a big boy. Numbers are good for you. They make your brain bigger and they make your heart whole. Why fat and not biga this time? Well, this is just kind of my baseline template. There's no reason to why it's like this. It's just a baseline template. Because usually breads will have yeast, salt, flour, sugar, and fat. So, what is it? And I don't think I want to use a biga for this. If anything, I might want to use sour starter, but we'll get there when we get there, because I don't know how to introduce sour starter. I'm not big, I'm short. I know you're short. You're shorter than me. So, alright. So as you already saw, we already went through semantics. You know my thought process of making bread recipes. I'm now gonna do this in complete silence. Potato water? What the heck? Wait. What the heck's potato water? I'm looking through the thing for potato bread recipes, but this is potato water? What the heck's potato water? Potato water? What's the use of potato water? Five, 8. Potato water from boiling potatoes makes an excellent addition to bread dough. Not only does it impart a delicious subtle flavor, but it also keeps the bread moist. Okay. That's a really... That's like a really conservative way to make sure that you're using every single thing you can. And that's kind of funny. And I kind of like it. So I'm gonna try and introduce that when we make our bread recipe for potato bread. Let's see. Potato bread, So, potato bread. Dinner rolls? I guess a sandwich loaf, if anything. 271. That's honey, yeast. A banana? That's not the way that it is. Sandwich. What is 266? Okay, 266. Ah, here we go. Potato sandwich loaf. Alright. So, potato sandwich loaf that uses... one... Oh, what the heck? This uses a sponge and you put a potato in it? It's weird. Why would you do that? Boil the potato and make the sponge. Boil the potato in unsalted water for 20 to 30 minutes until tender. Drain, reserving the potato water, let it cool slightly, and measure out 1/3 of a cup of minus 1/2 of a cup minus 1 tablespoon of potato water, and let it cool. What the heck? That's weird. That's weird. That's weird. Bred, also hi, just randomly found this stream and decided to check it out, didn't regret it. Well, you've been tricked, this isn't a Bred stream, this is a number stream. Yes, this is a number stream. Listen. If you look at the stream title specifically, it's, let's make a bread recipe. Bread recipe making is hard. Bread recipe making requires the utility of numbers. But the great thing is that I'm using the numbers. You're not doing anything. You're just listening to me going mad talking about bread and stuff like that. Because I'm doing the funny stuff so you don't have to. Try milk, that's weird. Can we just get a calculator to... Can we just get a calculator to do it for us? I'm the calculator! I'm doing the funny thing. Wow. Why you guys not like numbers? It's easy math! This is easy maths. Alright, hold on. I'm now gonna do some stuff here. So... let's see. AP flour, dry milk, that's weird. Yeast, butter, potato, and salt. And then this uses a sponge. You know what? I'm gonna leave it like that. And that uses a potato again, AP, flour, water, honey, and yeast. Now I'm honestly probably not going to add I'm probably not going to actually make this sort of sponge, because it seems like a lot of work, and I am personally just not wanting to do that. I'm lazy is what you would say, and I just don't feel like putting my entire I just don't want to do it. You can't make me. Alright. AP flour 180 16 2.4 18.5 126 6.6. Yep. And hydration percentage equal wait. Does this not have any water? Wait. Why does this not have any water? Is this? Huh. This has no water, that's weird. Or at least in the dough part.
I have done nothing but teleport Bred for 3 days.
It's so weird. I don't like that. I don't like how it has no learning. 8. Okay, so I guess just that. And just that's weird. Okay. Well, I'm gonna really strange. That's weird. I imagine the poolish or the sponge adds a lot of hydration, but that's weird. For me, at least. Alright, well, let's just get this all together. Yeast. There doesn't seem to be any sweet. No, there is a sweetener. Equals some. And equals some. But I'm also gonna add another thing here because potato. Kind of funny, but it is a thing to worry about because potato does actually add a unique sort of attribute since you're adding a starch. Yeah, potato's kind of unique because potato kind of acts like, in a way, like how in milk bread. In milk bread, it adds like a nice softness, a nice fluffiness to the bread. Potatoes kind of work in that same idea in a way. Kinda, because it's starch. I don't fully know the semantics behind it, but just trust the process. Potatoes do add a value of wetness. So, well, a sense of softening. A softening agent, if you will. So, yeah. Can we at least get a cool number font? Alright. Sure. Ooh, that's a nice one. That's not nice anymore. Hold on. Oh, okay. Is that good? Do you guys like that number? You guys like that number font? I wish there were calculators for everything. Salty, you should be the everything calculator. You should just do everything for me. No, you can't make me. Oh shoot, I just realized. I gotta write down. I forgot about. Oh my god, I forgot about one of the more important things. Hold on, I'm trying to. It looks good enough. It's adequate. Okay. Well, I'm fine with that. Good enough is good enough. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to. This bakes at 375 for 20 minutes. Alright, so that's pretty standard stuff. I gotta make sure I write that down somewhere. 375, 20 to 25. I'm also just gonna really quickly look for ciabatta, because I know ciabatta tends to cook at a higher temperature. Definitely not gonna be cooking at 375. I'm a bit skeptical. So, ciabatta, 320. Yeah, what temperature do you bake this at then, buddy? Um. What temperature do you bake it? Oh, 450. Okay. Chat, write that down. Chat. This is your one thing you gotta do today. Write down 450 right now. Please. I need this. Please, chat. I need you to do this for me. Please. 450. Thank you, son. Can you also write down 25 to 30 minutes? That would be very nice too. Thank you. Paint the champagne. And ta champagne. Wow. Does this not have potato bread? Popovers, potato burger buns, 138. We're gonna go for that then. I wanna see popovers. I've heard of popovers before. I've never made them personally just because they're a little scary to make. But they look really cool to make. Because essentially they're like cake. But not cake. It's weird. I'll have to make it on stream one time. They're cool. I actually don't really know how you eat them though. Like, soar, tire heights, without the addition of egg whites. Whites are leaveners for lift. Okay, well, I'll look into that later. Okay, burger buns for potato, 138. Potato dinner rolls, perfect. Alright. Okay, so for this recipe, it is using a 10 ounce, okay, so 28.35. So we're back to using ounces. We're back in the lovely area of Yeehaw and Dreams. Red flour. Wait, why isn't there's no water in this? Wait, why is there no water in this too? This is throwing me off so much. I don't like that. Chat, I'm worried. Chat, I'm very concerned. I'm confused even. Potato, flour, yeast. Yeah, chat, I'm very confused here. This one doesn't use water. So confused. Red flour. Two tablespoons. That's an ounce, I think. Yeah, it's an ounce. Uh-oh. A random person messaged me on Discord. Let's see. Okay, never mind. Okay, yeast. 2 teaspoons. That's around 2/3 of an ounce, but that's 2/3 of a half ounce. So, okay. 2/3 of half an ounce. So what's 2/3 of a half? What's 2/3 of a half? 0.66 times 5. Oh, so it's just 1/3. So it's 1/3 of an ounce. Okay, that works. 1 teaspoon, so that's gonna be... So a teaspoon is like... A teaspoon is 1/3 of an ounce. So I now need to find out what 1/3 of an ounce, so... 16.5. Okay, yeah, that checks out. Egg. That's just... Oh, well, that's just... Okay, so eggs are... It's just 50 grams. Oh, tablespoon? Ah, finally, easy math. 0.5. No. No. 0.5. There we go. So far, so good. And just as usual, equals sum salt divided by this. Equals sum that divided by that. Equals sum that divided by so on and so. Okay, not that recipe. Same ordeal. 350? No, this is 425. I guess it's, since it's smaller to get better color. Alright. Well, let's see. Let's take a little... Well, oh wait, hold on. It needs one more thing. Almost forgot. We need to have our potato percentage, which apparently is a lot more important than I thought initially. Potato divided by overall. Ah, I'm seeing a pattern already. Okay. So it's really strange. Like, why is a potato... Why is this potato... Do potatoes just have a lot of liquid to them? Am I just not understanding something? Did I read that recipe incorrectly? Like, why do all of these recipes don't have any water? Are we allergic to water? It's weird. I don't like it. I can't do a proper hydration percentage. I'm confused, chat. I'm very confused. I guess I'm gonna do this divided by... that? Yes. I don't know, like... What's the I don't understand hydration. Or most of us are forgetful. Probably. I don't even think it's worth doing a hydration percentage, because, like, it just doesn't work. This potato bread must be weird. Oh, that's me to make sure that... Hey, chat, can you write down russets for me? Just write down russet potato. Or Idaho. Take your pick, whatever you like more. Alright, this is definitely probably not going to be a recipe I mess around with, though. Just saying, just because of how difficult this looks. Let's see... Okay, so this is a potato dill bread. I'm just gonna take the dill out. This seems very simple. Potato dill, egg 6. No, oh geez, I'm just realizing something from a pal. A pal, I think one of my Discord pals got hacked. Oh no. Oh no, hold on, wait a minute. Oh. Nitrogen temp. Oh, hello there, nitrogen temp. Welcome in. Thank you. Hi, welcome in. Sorry, I'm just looking at some funny things right now, and I think one of my pals has been compromised via Twitch, via Discord, which is a shame. Funny name though, because that name is very similar to another one of my pals. I know a guy named Tempai. He's very cool. So you just reminded me of him. Yeah, I think one of my friends got compromised. I'm making a new account because I forgot the password of this account. Okay. Making a new account because I forgot the password. Wait. What? But you're in your accounts right now. So why make a new account when you can just, like, forget password? I mean, you do you. You do you, Mr. or Mrs. Nitrogen. Compromise. Like, have you ever had a pal or a friend or someone on Discord and, like, their account gets hacked because they clicked a link or something? This is very much something that's kind of weird. Because, like... No! No! She got compromised! No! Why did you click the funny PNG scam? Tailsy, no! Aww, that sucks. Hold on, hold on. I gotta take a second here. Wait, who got compromised? One of my friends. Unfortunately, it seems if anyone has my Discord number under the names mute and do not interact, I just got hacked on my birthday of all days. Oh, that sucks! Oh no, Tailsy, no! Oh, that sucks! I'm so sorry. Damn. Alright. Mute and do not interact. Okay, well... Oh well. I hope she gets her account back. The forbidden link. Worst birthday gift ever. Yeah! Damn, that sucks. Well, I mean... Hey, if anything, can you guys do me a favor? Yeah, on their birthday. That's so evil! That's so mean! Damn! Why? You don't trust you don't trust the random people online. My goodness. Ding 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 ding. Okay. Is it Pepper Rainy? No. This is a different friend. You don't know this person at all. They're not Vtuber related at all. They're just a good friend that I've known since a different time, to say. But hey, can you guys do me a favor? At least, just like, give her a few more follows on Twitter. I'm gonna shout her out, because I really do. I like her art. She has good art. I should probably try and commission her sometime, but she's a good pal. I haven't really talked to her in a while, though. But, if you don't mind, happy birthday to your bud. Now that person is 1 year closer to death. Yeah, we're all on that march to death, but yeah, if you don't mind, could you please follow my pal? They do make some good art. I need to probably see if they have comms opened, commissions opened. Okay, I go make new account. Okay, have fun making new account. Ah, oh, jeez, Tailsy, no. No! Oh no, my account's gonna get hacked down. No! Alright. Bye. You might see Nitro Tempest follow. That's me. Okay. Yeah, that sucks though. She would feel bad for her. No, she's getting botted too. No. Halsey, no. Ah, oh man, it sucks. I'll have to message her or something. Just at least give her a follow on Twitter, please. It sucks. It's Jover. It's so Jover, chat. Oh, here, wait. I should just make sure. Okay, I'm paranoid. Actually, I got authentication, but I still feel like I should, just for the sake of like, okay, I want to make sure I don't die, lose my account. There's a lot at stake here for my Discord, so I would like to not lose it. I'm gonna take a second here. Make sure, chat, change your Discord password at least every few days or months. Change your password every freaking frackin' slack-a-lackin' sort of ordeal. Oh, now I gotta go through my authenticator, so hold on. I'm gonna be frozen for a second. NordVPN! I don't need that. Aha, try and hack me now, funny person. You can't hack me if I change my password, put on more authenticators, and delete your post. Ah, okay. Oh, that sucks, though. I feel bad for her. Happy birthday for her. I gotta send her a happy birthday. I have to just DM her on Twitch. YouTube. YouTube? Just Twitter. Alright. There we go. Password change, and yeah. It's so Saltover. Thank God I'm not a lot of server. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Sidebar, my little worry thing is over. Sorry about that, chat. Let's get back to Bred. Oh no, they're not measured out. Curse you, old-fashioned books that don't write down the numbers of potatoes. Jeez, okay. Curses, I got. Oh, wait, I'm stupid. It says 1 pound. I'm not smart. I'm not the smartest. I'm not the smartest cookie. 16. Alright, so potato. Oh my god, this actually has water. Oh, I'm saved. Chat. Wait, is that water for the potatoes? Oh no! Okay, it is for the bread. Oh my god, chat, we're saved. Okay, so that's starter too. That's weird. It's not starter, but like weird, but like times 9. Starter, milk powder. That's hard to measure, so I'm gonna leave that like that for now. Raw wheat germ. Interesting. I'm not adding that. This is a very old recipe. Flour. That's AP flour. Wheat berries. Yeah, this is the rustic bread. I like that though. Salt. 2835. 2835. There we go. No, I'm lazy. 28. No dill, because I don't want dill. Can't make me. Okay, AP flour. I need to do this times 32, but 31. Wheat berries. I'm gonna not add that. Yeah, I'm gonna just omit those. I'm being a rebel, not following a recipe. Ooh. There's a notable amount of no butter though. I don't think this is gonna be a very good recipe for me to follow, but I still want to look at the funny numbers. There's no fat. There's no sugar. This is literally just a bread with potato. And you know what? I kind of vibe with that. You know what? I like that. Sure. Okay. Equals some salt divided by this equals some that. Oh wait, yeah, no, technically. Okay, so it's weird. Technically, it's not, but it is. So, it equals some potato divided by overall starter. Hydration. I just don't want to do hydration either. It's just something to not worry about for me. Alright. We have a very strange recipe to work with here, chat. We have very weird recipes right now. They're all varied, they're all different, but I'm gonna try to do something with it. This is very much gonna take a lot of trial and error, I believe. This recipe is gonna be very troublesome. Okay, so let's take note of the normal things. The things I can take note of, such as potato. Potato seems to be at a good percent of 39% of the whole recipe. So it's like 30-38, so I'm gonna bump it up to where we should go to 40. I want to go for a nice 40%. That is what I want to do. I also want to make sure I have butter. I'm not so sure about sugar, but I do want to add butter. I do want to have fat in the recipe. And potato. Right? It's gonna be very strange. So, the essential ingredients are AP flour by the look. No, I want to do bread flour. Bread flour. Potato. Well, I guess no water, so no water. Potato. Butter. Wait, yeah, where'd you put the yeast then? Butter. I'm gonna put yeast first. Then butter. Egg, salt. Butter, egg, salt. No, sugar and salt. Well, actually, I don't even think I want sugars. I'm just gonna make this more salt. So this is also, so as you can see with what I'm doing right now, this is very much what I mean by customizing the recipe of how I like it to be. So this is where it's kind of nice to make my own recipe, because all of these recipes are different in their own way. So I want to make this in a way that's very straightforward for me to understand, and also for you to understand too. So yeah. The yeast and the salt seem to be all over the place. So this is where I go for simple numbers. And I'm gonna go for a simple percent of 1 to 1. 1%, 1%. I want to make a very simple loaf. A simple bun, even. So I'll make a few buns. I'm gonna probably go for around 700 again. So let's do this. Let's break it down here. I'm gonna do like 500 of this, 300 of this. 7. I'm just spitballing numbers at this point. 2% fat. Fat should be around 4%, so let's just throw 25, I guess. No, let's put in 40. and that's gonna be 50. Alright, that works enough for now, but let's check out the more important numbers. Put some... and equals sum. I think I'm gonna go for 6 here. There's a lot of weird stuff that's happening with this recipe. So this recipe, though, is actually underperforming in the sense of potato, so let's go with 335. 365. Let's actually shoot this down a bit, too. 428. Oh, actually, that's perfect. That actually works out really well, actually. I'm fine with that. Okay, so by the looks of how this recipe is going... Okay, it looks like there's a sweetener in this as well, but I don't want to add a sweetener. Not yet, at least. I want to get the basic component done. I just want to make a good potato first. And then once I kind of feel like, okay, maybe it does need sugar and this and that, I'm gonna try and work around that, but this is kind of the weird. It's weird. The fat seems to work very well with everything else. It's a little high, but I don't mind having a more fatty thing. Let's go for 38, actually. Let's go for 32. Okay, let's go. We're gonna say at 40. That works. 40 egg. Yeah. Okay. I think we're good. 428, 365, 7, 6. Salt. What's the salt ratio? Okay, so potato does tend to need a lot more salt than usual. So I'm kind of thinking, despite the yeast being in play here, I think I might want to go heavy on the salt, but then go light on the yeast. So what I'm thinking, I'm gonna go for 5, and then I'm gonna go for 8. Because I want to make sure, as much as I want to make sure this leavens perfectly, I also want to make sure this tastes good. So, I think that's good though. Alright, we're gonna run with this. Okie doke, we're gonna run with these things: bread, potato, yeast, butter, salt, and egg. And that is our recipe for potato bread. Yeah. Hydration percentage, I don't know how that's gonna work out, but I imagine that's taking into consideration that you boil the potatoes. So I'm gonna make sure I boil the potatoes, because I imagine if you boil them, then you're boiling it in the water, and when you boil in the water, you're gonna get more, well, you're gonna get more wetness. So, anyways, there we go. That's our second recipe we made. And I think we did that a lot quicker, so. Here we go. Enough math today. That's it. We're done, chat. No more numbers. Look at the funny smartboard. It's away now. No more funny numbers. Alright, you can come out now, chat. Don't worry. There's the scary numbers are gone. Don't worry. Shush, 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 shush. The numbers, the scary numbers are gone. We're back. Back to me. We're here. Look, wait. I got Doug. I got Douglas. So it's good. We're good. You're good, chat. Don't worry. We got Douglas now. We got Douglas again. So like, don't worry, chat. We got Douglas. See? Good. Okay. Well, with that being done, I think we're probably going to end stream today, though. I think it just makes the most sense. We finished what we accomplished and set out to do. And now I gotta actually go get a shopping list ready, because, you know, I gotta get shopping for tomorrow, and so I can get ready for tomorrow's stream, yada yada, you get the deal, yeah. So, yeah. No more numbers! No more numbers today, chat! Yay! We get to do the fun stuff tomorrow, though, because it is not time to do it. That, and also I'm gonna do the pre-ferments, the because the silly nonsense today. So yeah, so you don't have to worry about it. Let's see who we can go raid into via Twitch. Oh, hey, this person. Like their avatar. We're gonna go raid this lass. Alright. Well, thank you all for tuning in today. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you had a great time today. I hope you had a fun time with the numbers. I know how much you all love numbers. So, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Nitro. Thank you, Cage Shadow, Swanky, Platki. Some funny names. Lizy, Sai, Juan, Bush. Not sure if I'm missing anyone else. Master the Mass. Yeah, I guess that. We're ending stream today. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, and or evening. I am going to be heading out, and I will see you all tomorrow when we mix these breads that we made tonight, okay? Okay. I'll see you around then. Otsu Kichee, and ciao. Bye-bye.